Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New York Jets Flashback rebuild here on Madden 25, because we are flashing back to the year 2018 to rebuild the New York Jets. In the last couple episodes, we kind of started this little mini series type of thing that we're doing here. The very first episode, we did the draft, did the team, figured everything out. Last episode, we actually simulated the first full season and off season and all that kind of stuff. So if you're curious about what we did in that first episode, or that second episode, I guess, but the first full year, go check out the playlist. It is in the description. You can go check it out and you can watch that first episode if you did miss it. Today, we are going to do another year. It is the year 2019. So we're going through the 2019 season, 2019 off season, and the 2019 draft, obviously. Or 2020 draft, I guess. Technically, right? Would that be right? Yeah, because last year we had the 2019 draft. So, yeah, I know what I'm doing. So, we're going through this 2019 season. We are working on building the Jets up. Obviously, we've only had 1 year of an off season to get ready to go. We had the number 1 pick because we traded with, was it the Falcons? I want to say it was the Falcons. We had like 2 top 5 picks, and I think one of them was the Falcons pick. They gave us like the number 1 overall pick, I'm pretty sure, because they were just super bad. So we were able to use that. I think we traded down. Did we trade down? Yeah, we did trade down because we didn't want Kyler Murray, so we traded down, and then we took, who did we take? We took Nick Bosa at 3, didn't we? We took Nick Bosa at 3. Yeah, it's been a while since I recorded that episode, so I'm trying to remember everything that we did. We took Bosa at 3. And then I think we took Christian Wilkins a little bit later in the draft. And then we had a really good draft. I'm happy with the draft that we had. And coming into 2020's draft, Joe Burrow. We're looking for a quarterback, or maybe we're not, because Jimmy Garoppolo got to star development last episode. Maybe if he gets the superstar, then I think we have to have a serious conversation about having him be the quarterback for this entire rebuild. If he doesn't, and he just continues to middle around star development, then we may have to look into getting a new quarterback like a Joe Burrow, like a Justin Herbert, or whoever else may come into play in these later draft classes, like a Trevor Lawrence a little bit later, something like that. So we'll have to play it by ear, see how Garoppolo does. But I'm very excited because we've got Odell Beckham Jr. in the prime of his career. We're starting to build the offense around him. We still got to get the offensive line into a spot that doesn't suck. And the defense is slightly coming together right now, so I'm very excited about that. But it's another year. We got to simulate. I don't know. I'm going to take a look at the team, and then I'm going to evaluate whether or not we want to tank again this year, because we clearly tanked last year. We traded away a lot of our veteran guys that we drafted in the very first episode. A lot of our offensive line that we drafted, we traded them away for draft picks. That's how we got the eventual number 1 overall pick from the Falcons. And then we tanked. So I want to take a look at the roster real quick, and then I will probably decide whether or not we want to trade any more people or just go for a tank, hope for the best, or if we want to actually compete. I don't know yet. So let's get into the video. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started. But before we can do any of that, we do have to load the draft class. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's 2020, right? Because we just did the 2019 draft. We have Ryan Shazier, Odell Beckham Jr., yeah, because we have McCaffrey. He's in the 2018 draft, and then 2019 was the draft that we just had, which was like Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. So we do need to load. We do need to load the 2020 NFL draft class, so we'll get that going. And if you're curious about how to load these draft classes, I have a video on the channel going through how to get all of these different draft classes that I have. You can see right here all of these ones. So let's get the 2021 up and going. Joe Burrow, number 1 pick, obviously. If we go to straight up quarterbacks, there are a couple. I mean, this is looking back on it, it's a fairly good quarterback class. You've got Joe Burrow, which seems to, I was going to say, it seems to be glitched with Chase Young's face, but there he is. Joe Burrow. You've got Tua. You've got Justin Herbert. You've got Jordan Love, and you've got Jalen Hurts. So there's really, I mean, a lot of different options we could go if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't end up getting any better or significantly better in a way that we can't deny he has to be the starting quarterback. The rest of the class is not good. I'm just going to be totally honest. It's not good. The rest of the class is a bunch of bums, but the top of the class is fairly good. The rest of the picks in this class are good. Obviously, you got Chase Young. You've got Jeff Okudah, who's a Buckeye, just like Chase Young. You got 3 former Buckeyes right up here. That's pretty awesome. You got Derek Brown. You've got some really, really good offensive line, or at least offensive tackles. Very, very solid receiving class as well. I think we took Terry McLaurin in ours, didn't we? But you got Henry Ruggs, who is in prison, but he's in this draft class. You got Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. There's some very, very good receivers in here. Obviously, the 2 biggest names are obviously CeeDee Lamb and then Justin Jefferson. Brandon Ayuk and T. Higgins are also right up there as very, very good receivers, but the 2 top echelon receivers. And we may be going after Justin Jefferson. You never really know. You never really know how we play, how the season will play out and where the draft picks will fall. But we did trade with the Chiefs, right? Because we traded, the Chiefs got the number 1 overall pick to draft. They didn't draft Kyler, did they? No, Kyler didn't go number 1 overall. Who did the Chiefs take? They have Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback. Who did the Chiefs take number 1 overall? I can't remember. Was it a D end? They took Cleveland Farrell, that's right. They took Cleveland Farrell with the number 1 overall pick, former 3rd overall pick, I think, in real life, to the Raiders. But the Chiefs took him number 1 overall, that's right. So who got Kyler? I forget who got Kyler. I guess we could just quickly scroll through and see who got him. Who got Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray plays in L.A. for the Rams. Okay, so that's who got Kyler. Where did he get taken at? I guess we could take a look at his stats really quickly. I know this is kind of like going down a rabbit hole, but it doesn't really matter. But his awards, he got drafted pick number 3. So what pick did we have with Bosa? Did I trade around? Wait. Now I'm confused. I told you it's been a while since I recorded that last video. When did I take Nick Bosa then? There's Bosa. If we go to his stats, he's wearing number 93, which is a little bit weird. I took him in number 2. Okay, I thought it was number 3, but I took him in number 2, I guess. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I was just curious. I get my numbers mixed up. Okay, so we know that we have 2 first-round picks this year, one with the Chiefs, and we need to help the offensive line, but we're also got to play it by ear, got to see if we develop, if we start to play good, then we'll push for a playoff spot maybe. We have a bad center, and we have a, no disrespect to Michael Jordan, but a bad right tackle. A great offense other than that, though. We've got 3 really good receivers, 2 really solid running backs, a quarterback that could play good. I mean, he was able to get up from normal to star development in one season, so maybe he's going to continue that trajectory into superstar development. Who knows? We drafted Noah Fant as a tight end. On defense, we obviously have Bosa. We also got Max Crosby in the draft, so our offense or our defensive line looks really, really good, along with Wilkins and Chris Jones, who I think we traded for in the last episode with one of our veteran offensive linemen. Shazier's still manning the middle linebacker spot. We added in C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the draft, so I mean the team is coming together. The team is certainly coming together, but we still have a lot of pieces to add to this team. Maybe not so much on the defense, but the offense definitely needs a little bit more. But we need to start simulating here so we can see how we need to play the year. Do we need to trade? Maybe we trade Dez Bryant. He probably wouldn't be able to get us a first-round pick, but we probably do need to trade some of our guys depending on how we play. And we need to hope that the Chiefs are bad. Although we have started out 2-0, which maybe is a good thing. I guess, you know what? It's probably for the best if we play good. Because, yeah, we have our own first-round pick, but we also have the Chiefs pick. So we don't have to – it doesn't have to solely be, oh, we got to suck to have a good draft pick. No, we can play good and still have a good draft pick if the Chiefs really play bad. And we are already 3-0 on the season. This is way better than I thought we would play. Okay, we lose the Patriots there, but they were also like 2-1 or something, so they were playing pretty good to start the year. Dez Bryant gets an upgrade point. Chris Jones, Terry McLaurin. I'm hoping that we are playing good. We're not scoring a ton of points. The Falcons are scoring a lot of points. Oh, wow. The AFC East is really good this year. That's not good for us. The AFC North is garbage. The Bengals are 1-3 and everybody else is winless. Wow, I've never seen that before in a simulation. That's kind of crazy. One team has one win, everybody else is winless. That's actually insane. We will jump into a couple games here and there. Maybe if we have to play against an AFC North team like the Browns, but we do lose to the Buffalo Bills, which is kind of annoying, so we're going on a little bit of a skid. Maybe those 3 games that we won were just kind of fraudulent. We lose to the Buffalo Bills. We're 3-3 on the year. We take on the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. This should be a victory, and this might be one of the games that I jump into just to kind of get my confidence back. But the fact that we have lost 3 in a row is kind of annoying because we're starting to fall away. Although the AFC East is a little bit more competitive. I don't know. The Chiefs are really good, though. They're 5-1, which is not what I was wanting because we have their draft pick. So maybe we do need to play bad so that we at least have a good draft pick. We have a ton of money, and we're going to need it because we need to bring back Odell. We need to bring back Vic Beasley. I'd even like to bring back Manti Te'o. I don't know about everybody else. I mean, I'd love to bring back Ted Ginn, but I guess we'll have to play with the money we have. But obviously, we're bringing back these 2. That's guaranteed. I'm probably not going to do it now. Hold on, what's Odell's reason he doesn't want to be here? Let's start the negotiations with him. He wants a head coach with a historic winning percentage. Our winning percentage is 26% because obviously we were a first-year head coach and we didn't play very well. So that makes sense. So we're going to have to slightly overpay a little bit for Odell, but he's in his prime and he is well worth the cash that we're going to have to give him. I am going to jump into this game. We're going to quick manage it and just kind of see how it goes. If we lose, we lose, but I kind of hope we beat the 1-win Browns. All right, here in Cleveland to take on the Browns, who are not having a good 2019 season, that is for sure. But they may be better than us. You never know. 14-7, although this is kind of around the time where Baker was like trying to get them back into the relevancy and the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. So, but we are dominating right now, 28-14. 28-22. Do I have to jump in here on defense and try to stop the Cleveland Browns? I don't usually like jumping in on defense, but we do have a new rookie second overall pick, Nick Bosa, that I kind of want to use. So here we go. Nick Bosa on the defensive line going against some left tackle. I can't tell who that is, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know who the... Oh, that's a crazy... Oh, it's Tyrod Taylor. I was going to say, I don't know who the quarterback is of the Browns, but it's Tyrod Taylor. All right. He was obviously... I think he was here, right, in real life? Obviously, he's here now. I think he was here in real life. He's been everywhere. I've been everywhere. Oh, it's a crazy tackle by Shazier, but it's a first down. First down for Cleveland, and that is the 2-minute warning. They gotta move. We have the advantage, but they win with a touchdown, so we've got to be careful. We got to play this a little bit tighter here. Is Crosby even out there? No, Crosby's not out there because Beasley, I'm assuming, is playing rush end. I could really use a Nick Bosa pass rush here, but is that Gronk? Is Gronk in Cleveland now? I think he is. He must have been a free agent. I don't even know how he got here, unless they traded for him. I can't see them trading for him. I don't think CPU teams make trades, do they? That's a crazy tackle or a crazy wide open pass. I shouldn't have jumped in because they're starting to cook me a little bit here. We might need to go to man coverage. Taylor's getting the ball out way too quick. Bosa can't get the pass rush going. That's a lofted pass. What a throw from Tyrod Taylor. I didn't know he had it in him. And they used their first time, or their second time. They only have 1 remaining. We got to keep that in mind. I don't know how Taylor put that ball on such a dime. I mean, that was crazy. Oh, you got to play that a little tighter, Kenny Moore. You're our #1 corner for a reason. Nelson. Is that J.J. Nelson? I don't know who else that would... I don't know another Nelson that'd be a wide receiver in this era. They have 1 timeout remaining. They need a touchdown, so they can't play for the field goal. I could really use a pass rush here. Never mind. It's a touchdown, Cleveland, and they tie it with 37 seconds. Wow. Cleveland just destroyed me. They diced me up so efficiently on that drive. I'm actually shocked at how easy it was. Actually, I shouldn't be shocked because that's usually what happens to me, isn't it? Noah Fant steps out of bounds, gets the first down, though. Good job, Noah. Probably should have went secure catch there. Garoppolo's having a good game. 225 and 3 touchdowns. It doesn't say his interceptions. I don't know if he has any. But it didn't tell me if he did. And we've got some weapons. We got McLaurin, we got Beckham, we got Bryant, we got Noah Fant, the rookie you just saw. And all we need is a field goal. But we have Odell Beckham Jr. for a reason. Odell brings it down. Oh my God, Odell. That's why we're paying him. And I did just notice Garoppolo has 1 interception in this game. Odell Beckham Jr. makes a crazy... This is why he's getting a new contract. You see this throw from Garoppolo is a great throw leading him down the field. And Odell just boxes out the corner. He just boxes him out and secures the catch because he's Odell freaking Beckham Jr. This is what he does. What a catch. Just picture perfect ball. Only where Odell could catch it. The corner had no chance. Who is the corner? Randall. I wonder if that is... Why do I want to say Demetrius Randall? Is that even a person? Who's that Randall? Who's that Pokemon? Demarius Randall. That's who I was thinking of. I don't know why I said Demetrius. Demarius Randall is who I was thinking of. All right, well, they want me to throw it again. I don't need to throw it. I can kick a field goal. But I guess if they want me to throw it, I'll throw it. I would probably rather line this field goal up a little bit more. So I'm going to hit Noah Fant right here. We're going to take this up the field, and I'm going to call another timeout. And now they want me to run it. So they must have wanted to just get a couple extra yards. All right, we got Zeke in the backfield. Hand this off. He's going to get it. Just line it up. That's all I needed to do. Just line it up. I mean, I would have liked the first down, but just line up the field goal, and we will take it. That throw from Garoppolo to Odell is killer. What a throw. All right, we'll call our final timeout, and we will kick the field goal and win this football game, even though we probably shouldn't, considering the Chiefs are having such a good year. They're going to ice me. I kind of forgot they had their timeout. I thought they used it on their drive. But we probably should be losing this game considering how good the Chiefs are doing, but I'm still going to win it. And I remember it was pretty lined up before they iced me, so I'm just going to move it slightly to the left, and that should be good enough to win. And there it is. At the buzzer, it's a walk-off field goal win for the Jets. That's a big one on the road against a bad Browns team. Arguably shouldn't have even had to come down to that, but Garoppolo had a good game. He did throw a pick, but he had the really good ball to Odell, which is all I'm going to focus on. We're going to ignore the bad stuff and focus on the really good throw he made. And the even more impressive catch that Odell made. The sole reason why he's going to get that contract extension. Very good from Odell. Let's see if we can go on a little bit of a win streak here. Because if we can't go on a win streak, then that's going to decide whether or not we need to trade some veterans like Dez Bryant. The national focus, I mean, what do we need? We need offensive line, but that seems to be some of the weaknesses of the position, or of the class. I mean, defensive end, defensive tackle is not really a need anymore. I kind of drafted that. I kind of forgot about the scout, though. So we'll make it defensive end, I guess. Yeah, we'll do defensive end. We don't really need defensive end now. We got some pretty good talent there. Maybe I need to focus it on offensive line. I forgot about the scout, for being totally honest. Let's hopefully rally here. We're playing against the Steelers. They're also bad. Let's see if we can get 2 for 2 here. And we lose to the Steelers. That's not supposed to happen. We're supposed to be winning those games. We lose to the Dolphins, too. I think it is time for us to sell. It'll give Terry McLaurin a chance to get number 2 receiver reps. But I don't even know who else is worthy of getting traded. That's the question. Obviously, Dez Bryant. Maybe it's Kelechi Osemele. We have pick 14 and we have pick 28, so that's obviously the Chiefs pick. We have 3 second-round picks. I didn't even realize that. And then obviously we have another pick next year, which is the Chiefs as well. Okay, so we can work with that. That's a lot of capital. We have a lot of that. I think Osemele might need to be one of the guys that we trade away. I can't trade Devlin. That'd be stupid. But I'm going to start with Dez Bryant. He's 29 years old. He needs to get got. He probably can't bring us a first-round pick. Maybe he can bring us a first-round pick in a couple of years. A 23-year-old burnt toast? That's crazy. He's got superstar development. Tyler Eifert's 27. Donovan Smith is not too old. DJ Humphries, Hargraves. I mean, these are... Ooh, there's Shaq. These are okay trades. Tyron's only 26. Dez, I mean, these are fine trades, but I feel like Dez can get us. I feel like Dez can get us something else. What draft class is Creed Humphrey in? Because I kind of want him. We might have to wait a little bit longer for him, though. Jason Kelsey is a 91 overall. He's 30 years old. Marquise Pouncey, I'm assuming. Oh, that's Mike Pouncey. Mike Pouncey is pretty old, too. He's 29, same age as Dez Bryant. I think I'd rather stick to a drafted center than one of these guys. The Commanders have the number 1 overall pick. They have Antonio Brown and C.J. Mosley and Alvin Kamara. How's this team number 1 pick? Who's their quarterback? I guess that decides it. Oh. That's why. We found out why they have the number 1 overall pick. Because they have Paxton Lynch on a 5-year deal. Yikes. And they have really one receiver. I guess Jameson Crowder's an 85. He's fine, but they've got Antonio Brown, who's 30 at this point. Okay. So we know why they have the number 1 overall pick. Can Dez get us the number 1 overall pick? It's not bad. It's not as far off as I may have thought it could be. I have a couple seconds I could toss in there. That entices them a little bit. I'm probably not willing to give them another first because I'm trying to fleece them. So, what do they need? They obviously need a quarterback. I'm not going to give them Garoppolo. Unless that would really make us be bad, which is an idea, I guess. We could give them a Tacho. Or a Tachu. Manti Te'o, Joshua Perry. I have a very old Aldon Smith, but I doubt they want him. We have D. Milliner, and he has not really developed. That puts it pretty close. I could see this working. I mean, we have D. Virgin who could take over, and we can always draft other corners. We can make this work. If I give like a 3rd round pick in, what would that be? 2022, probably. Oh, that gets it very close. Okay, I can give like a 7th in 2022 then. Or maybe not. I can give 2 7s, I guess, if I have to. There we go. So Dez Bryant and D. Milner, along with a 2nd this year, a 3rd in a couple years, and a couple 7s, gets us projected number 1 overall. It's not guaranteed to be number 1 overall, especially now that they have Dez, but they still have Paxton Lynch. Do I get rid of Kelechi Osemele now? That's the big question. Do I get rid of Kelechi Osemele? I don't know. I honestly don't know. We have some nice building blocks in Ali Marpet and Lyle Collins. We obviously need to draft some more people. Let me just float him out here. What is he able to bring us back? So a 2nd, he can get us Corn. Okay. Chris Wormley, Kenny Clark. I tried to get Kenny Clark last year, but then I chose Chris Jones. I can get Dez Bryant back. Tack McKinley, Rashard Jones, Tyler Eifert. None of these trades are screaming at me like I have to do them. Garyon Conley's fine. Joe Mixon, we don't need a running back. Shaq Thompson again. I think I'm going to keep Kelechi. Maybe I'll trade him next year. Maybe I'll trade him next year when he's 30 and he's on the last year of his deal and we probably won't need to bring him back. So we'll keep him around for another season. I'm not getting rid of Shazier. I'm not getting rid of Odell. Not getting rid of Zeke or anything like that. That's probably the only guy that's left on the team that would bring us any sort of value. Unless I package a couple of guys together. But no, there's nobody here that's really going to give us any value, I don't think. What about if I package these 2 guys along with, like... I could package a Tachu, but I want to keep him around for a little bit. What if I package these 2 guys and get anything? Not really. Yeah, not really. It's not even worth trading them at that point. So we got the first overall pick, projected first overall pick. If it stays like that, it's to be it's too late to know if it's gonna stay the number 1 overall pick. Obviously, I am gonna pay Odell Beckham Jr. now, and we're gonna lock him up for a long time because he's gonna stay good for a while, and we're gonna have to overpay him, unfortunately, because he doesn't really want to be back with this low head coach winning percentage. But it is gonna be worth it in the end, and he is gonna come back. So that's a lot of money paying to Odell, but I do think it's worth it. We're going to bring Vic Beasley back too, but I don't want to pay him too crazy because we could replace him. And I don't want to have that big contract on our books. But that's a tradable contract if we need to. I want to bring Manti Te'o back. 3-year deal's fine by me. It's a little bit too expensive. I'll drop it down a little. Okay. He's coming back. The rest of the guys, Darren Waller makes good music, but do I want to bring him back? We have $80 million. I kind of want to see what the free agent class looks like, but by that point, all those guys will be gone. All right, so without Dez Bryant, Terry McLaurin gets some more reps at number 2 receiver, and we win. Of course we do. We beat the Patriots. Let me make sure that Terry's actually starting at number 2 receiver. Okay, perfect. And he's got superstar development. We kind of assume that, but it's good to know. Is Jimmy going to be our guy? Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be the quarterback? I don't know. I don't know how he's going to play when there's clearly better options, possibly like Joe Burrow. Shazier and Odell. Shazier's going to be a 99 pretty soon. He's only like 1 away now. We take on the Raiders, who at this point in real life, we're not Vegas just yet. We win that game again because of course we do. We're just going to go on a big win streak now that we traded Dez Bryant. Was he a locker room cancer? What's going on there? Okay, so we have our national scouts doing defensive ends. We need to look at offensive line. So we got Jedrick Wills, which would be a big pickup. Mekhi Becton even would be pretty good. Even Ezra Cleveland down the board would be pretty solid. We need guard. And guard is not great at left guard, at least. Center we need, but this might not be a center class. Unless we go like Tyler Biadasz, I guess. Cesar Ruiz, this was not a good offensive line class, was it? Andrew Thomas is cool. And Tristan Wirfs is really good. Maybe one of these two guys is going to be our pick at whatever pick we have. Defensive ends, we're looking at D tackles. There's not really any other D tackle I'd want except for Derek Brown. We don't really need a D tackle anyway. We need corner and we need safety. Are probably our 2 of our biggest needs on defense. And the corner market has a couple of guys like AJ Terrell, Trayvon Diggs, Jalen Johnson. There's some names in here. But who do I want to spend this stuff on? Antoine Winfield would be cool. He's round 1 to 2. Jeremy Chin's interesting. Even Cam Curl down the board. Geno Stone's down the board. Really down the board. We could find one of those guys a little bit later. I think I'm going to spend it on corner. I'm going to use it on AJ Terrell, even though we know he's going to be pretty good. So we're going to do select on you, and select on you. So 3 corners are going to be my 3 focus players for this season, at least the first half of the year. Are we going to go on a big win streak? Is that what's just going to happen? Is that just going to be our fate? No, okay, we get killed by the Dolphins. That makes more sense. The fact that we were even winning all those games in the first place is kind of strange, but it is good for our morale, I guess, winning those games. Taking on the Ravens, man, the AFC North is bad, isn't it? Yeah, they don't even have anybody that's over 500. It's kind of a really parity-filled AFC. There's everybody in the AFC except for the Ravens and the Texans can make the playoffs. Literally. That's crazy. I've never seen that before, where there's only 2 teams that are out of it. That's actually insane. We might have to jump in a couple weeks against the Buffalo Bills. I don't think I'm going to jump in against the Ravens. We'll probably lose the game, though. And we do. We lose the game. Now we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we will beat them. Can we figure out some consistency here? Okay, we take on the Bills. Bosa's really growing. So is Terry McLaurin now that he's gotten more reps. Love to see that. We take on the Bills. They're 9-5. I mean, there's a chance that we can win this division. If we win every single game, it's a small chance, but there's a chance we can win this division. I don't know if I want to. I really don't know if I want to. We got to take on Deshaun Watson. I forgot he was over here. Deshaun Watson and the Buffalo Bills. Okay, let's do it. But we are going to be rocking our Mark Sanchez jerseys. Because, of course, we will. These are my favorite ones. So, let's go and do it. It is a snowy day in upstate New York. Buffalo versus the Jets. This is a very important game for us if we want to win the division. And it is a snow game here towards the end of the season here. We got to be in like late December, I would think, at this point. Maybe middle December. I can't see really anybody. I probably shouldn't have picked the white jerseys for this game, but I didn't know it was gonna snow. How could I have known? But the white jerseys are kind of tough for me to see. Can I get Terry to go to the end zone? No, it's not the right play for that. Just send Terry. Got to get that away. Somehow Garoppolo did get it away. Probably would have been for the best that he didn't catch it. But he got 2 yards out of it. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. If he would have lost yards, that would have been the worst thing. Ooh, that's a decent whip route. Wasn't the best whip route, though. He needed to be a little bit more sharper on that. I guess it wasn't technically a whip. It was just kind of like an up and out. But he needed to be a little bit more sharper in that game. Am I going to hit the veteran, Ted Ginn? I am. The veteran, the Buckeye. Let's go, baby. Teddy Ginn, one of the most electric college football players of all time. People forget about Ted Ginn. Fantastic college player. Really good NFL player, too. Ted Ginn Jr. puts us on the board first. Garoppolo with a good throw, and the Bills score to tie it. And it looks like they might score again. No, we held him. Good job defense, but we can't do anything on offense. I might need to jump in here and do something. Yeah, let's get in here. 3rd and 16, really? Are we trying to just run it out or something? I don't know what we're doing here. It is 3rd and 16. We have all of our timeouts, but we're letting the clock run. Are we playing for overtime? I have no idea, and I just threw a crazy pass on 3rd and 16. Garoppolo was not anywhere near accurate enough for that. And unfortunately, we do have to punt this ball. Can I dot it? Ooh, that's a horrible punt from Dustin Colquitt. I think it's Dustin. It could be Britton, I guess. I don't really know which Colquitt brother it is. 58 seconds. Do they do anything? Hopefully not. Let's see what happens here. They're in field goal range. They might win it. They did. They kicked a field goal to win the game, and we lose to Buffalo 10-7. The offense just didn't show up. The one touchdown from Garoppolo is the one that I threw. The offense does not show up, and we have lost. So that's probably us done with contention for the playoffs. So we don't really have to worry about that. But like I said when we were trading Des Bryant, we don't really have to worry about trading anybody else. I'm probably not going to trade anybody else because I don't think I'm going to keep Kelechi. I guess now that we're not going to make the playoffs, I could trade Kelechi because that was kind of the whole reason why I kept him around was because maybe we could make the playoffs, but we're clearly not going to do it as we keep losing games. We win the final game of the year. We finish 8-9, which is a lot better than we finished in year one, obviously. But I don't know what I want to do with Kelechi. I guess I'll either trade him in the offseason or trade him next year. I don't know. Let's get to the Super Bowl, though. We'll take a look at stats in a second. If Garoppolo goes up to... I can't see Garoppolo going up to star. It's really, really not what's going to happen. I doubt that when I click this adjust the lineup thing, that Garoppolo is superstar development. Yeah, I didn't think so. So nobody goes up on offense. We just reveal that Noah Fant is star. We already knew that McLaurin was superstar. Zeke stays the same. Garoppolo stays the same. He's a 77 overall now. Defensively, we reveal Bosa X Factor, which we kind of assumed, and then Chris Jones goes up to X Factor. So we have 2 X Factors on the defensive line. We have 1 in the linebacking core. Unfortunately, Crosby did not go up. What is it with simulation Crosby? He doesn't do well. Is it because he's not the edge rusher like because they have it as Vic Beasley? So maybe next year I need to make it Max Crosby because he needs to be out there on the field. I want him to develop like he did in real life. All right, it's the Patriots and the Saints in the Super Bowl. And remember, this is fantasy draft stuff, so the Patriots being in the Super Bowl, even in a fantasy draft, makes my heart happy. But let's take a look at the stats. How did everybody do? So Garoppolo, 3,600 yards, 31 touchdowns, 14 picks. That's not a bad season. And I hate that it's not that bad of a season because now I don't have a reason to bench him or replace him. That's a very solid season. Under 1,000 yards for Zeke. Significantly under 1,000 yards. What playbook are we? Are we just using Jets play? I think we're just using Jets playbook. Maybe we could look into a playbook change for next year. 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns for Terry as a rookie, which is huge. So trading Des Bryant really was a good thing for him because he became Jimmy Garoppolo's favorite target by a big margin. Odell got a good number of yards, but I would love to see him take the number one spot because we paid him like a number one wide receiver. Defensively, oh my God, I just noticed. I don't really do offensive line stats, but Michael Jordan, as the starting right tackle, allowed 19 sacks this year. Collins didn't do much better. He allowed 16 as the starting left tackle. So, and the center, who's a sub 60 overall, only allowed 7. Obviously, the pass rushing on the edge was a lot more significant. Shazier, 130 tackles. No surprise there. Middle linebackers usually lead teams in simulation by a lot. 88 for Chung, 83 for Awuzie. Okay. 21 for Bosa. Beasley had 16. Sack leader was Chris Jones with 10.5 at D tackle, which is pretty cool. Wilkins had 6. Bosa only had 3.5. We should be seeing Bosa go up as he gets higher and higher overall and gets more experience. Kenny Moore had 3 picks. Beasley had 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to make Crosby next year the starting rush left end or rush right end, whichever one it needs to be. Did Haskins lead the league? Look at Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace to Simba. He led the league in passing yards. Good for him. All right, Patriots, warm my heart. Win me a Super Bowl, even though I'm not the team. I'm directly going against you, actually, as the Jets. But I'd love to see you win a championship. It would make me happy. Season recap, it's the Saints. Matt Stafford gets a championship. Roethlisberger wins MVP for the Falcons. Corey Coleman, also for the Falcons, catching passes from Ben Roethlisberger, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Paul Warlow, I never knew how to say his name. He wins Defensive Player of the Year for the Vikings. A.J. Brown for the Dolphins. And Josh Hines Allen for the Bears gets the Rookies of the Year. So unfortunately, the Patriots don't get a championship. That makes me sad. I want to cry. But we have a ton of money. And I'm hoping that there's at least a couple of guys in free agency that we can make an impact and go and get. That would be really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Not just really awesome. Not just really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. So the re-sign period, $92 million. I'll bring back Darren Waller. We have the money to do it. It's not that big of a deal. And there's always the chance that he goes crazy. So he's coming back. We have $87 million. Ted Ginn, 64 overall. Why, Ted? Why? I love you so much. I can't. It's not that much money, but I can't spend it on you, Ted. I can. I talked myself into it by not even talking. He's going to test for... You can't... What, Ted? You're 34 years old. Oh, that's disrespectful. I'm not putting a $22 million tag on you. And then Devin Smith, another Buckeye. I probably should bring him back because we're very thin at wide receiver. I probably should bring him back, shouldn't I? We're very, very thin at wide receiver, so it makes sense to bring at least one of them back, especially if we're going to lose Ted. So Devin Smith comes back, but I'm not going to bring anybody else back. And we will go to free agency and hope that there are some decent players because we got a lot of cash burning a hole in our pockets. Please have some people. 82 mil. 82 mil is available to us. And there's a kicker and punter. Oh, my God. The kickers and punters lead the way. Preston Brown, but we don't need a middle linebacker. We need outside linebacker. Oh, okay. So we aren't getting... So it seems like the fantasy draft contracts are really messing everything up, aren't they? We could use a third-string running back, but it's not like the most important thing. I don't know if I want to spend my money on that. Wide receiver, Tavon Austin, Devin Funches, Gabriel. God, this is like the who's who of just washed up wide receivers, isn't it? Josh Gordon. Oh, my God. Okay. I mean, we probably need to bring in at least one of these guys. Dante Moncrief had a couple of seasons. Tavon Austin, Devin Funches. I mean, Devin Funches is only 25. I may bring him in. 3-year deal, $7 mil piece. It's not the end of the world. We need an extra wide receiver. Tight end. Jeremy Sprinkle. Nah. Probably not. Left tackle, no. Left guard, we do need. But other than Chance Warmack, we probably aren't going to sign anybody. Center, we probably should just sign a center so we don't have a sub 70 overall player at the position, even if we do draft somebody. It might be Zach Fulton. Not on an expensive deal, maybe like 3 mil. Something a little cheap. We can get out of if we need to. He's a band-aid. Jack Muhor. We don't need a right guard. We have a good right guard. But we do need a tackle. But I'm looking at either Tristan Wirfs or Andrew Thomas, so it's probably not smart to spend money on a tackle. Defensive end. Noah Spence is here. Okay. That's a name. Carl Nassib. We don't need a D-tackle. Don't need defensive end. Outside linebacker, there's nobody here. Middle linebacker, Preston Brown's cool, but we don't need a middle linebacker. And then right outside, there's nobody. Corner, which we could use, but I don't like any of these guys here. No. Safety, strong safety. We're definitely going to praise Patrick Chung because he's already sub 70. He's like a 65 or something like that. And he's bad. So he's getting older. So we are going to need a strong safety, but I might be able to find one in the draft. I think our only guys are going to be Funches and Fulton, which is not a very noteworthy free agent period, but I mean, it's something. It is certainly something. It's depth, and it's a starting center that's better than a 62. So I guess that's something. Funches now becomes our third string wide receiver. Who knows what happens in the draft, but we'll see what happens. I don't even know what draft picks we have. I haven't even taken a look. Where did the Commanders finish? Were they bad enough to give us the number 1 overall pick? Number 2. Okay. It's not as valuable as number 1, obviously. But considering we had number 1 last year, we were able to flip that for Kansas City's picks. Hopefully Kansas City is bad. I mean, they were 17. They weren't as good as... They finished worse than they started out, which is good for us. So we have the number 2 pick in the draft. The question is, does Joe Burrow go number 1? I haven't taken a look at any mock drafts. I'll take a look at it after we simulate all these weeks. But does Joe Burrow go number 1? Is Joe Burrow even our pick? Like, is that who we decide to go with? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know. We know that Chase Young's going to be great, but I don't think we need Chase Young because I still want to develop Max Crosby. I do want to know a little bit more about Andrew Thomas, even though we probably don't need to. I would like to know his official talent rating. All of the other quarterbacks, I mean, the quarterbacks we know are going to be pretty good. These guys are going to be lower overalls than obviously these guys, but I wonder if Burrow goes number 1. I'm very curious about that. The running back class is pretty decent. It's kind of an underrated class. You got DeAndre Swift, you got Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson, A.J. Dillon, Zach Moss. I mean, these are starting running backs in the league. Maybe not Cam Akers anymore, but he was at one point. This is a pretty underrated class. There's some good people in here. And obviously, wide receiver, we know the talent. We don't need to waste any talent or waste any time on CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson fell all the way down here. He fell 17 spots. Well, that's going to be our pick. We don't need to waste any pick on any private workout on Justin Jefferson. We know how good he's going to be. I can't believe he fell even more. That's better for us. We need to... Do I want to use one on Tristan Wirfs? I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. Okay, we know that these guys are not as good as we might have hoped, but they're still good enough to play for us. Free safety. Let's do Winfield. And then we'll do probably one of these safeties. Do I want to do top safety or one of these guys that we possibly could draft like Cam Curl, Geno Stone? They're going to be super low overall, but they could be eventual pick. I think I'm going to do Jeremy Chin. Wasn't even talking about Jeremy Chin, but those will be the 3 private workouts. Let's take a look at the mock draft, though. Let's take a look at the mock draft and see where Joe Burrow is projected, and then where everybody else is projected. So mock draft number 5. Is he the number 1 pick? He is. So they have us taking Tua, and then Andrew Thomas is going number 3. Chase Young, Justin Herbert, Jedrick Wills. Okay, that's good, though. Number 12 pick, we don't have to trade out. We can take Tristan Wirfs at 12. That's really good. But Tua or Joe Burrow? I guess we don't have to take Tua. We could take Justin Herbert if we want. Or any other quarterback down here. Do I absolutely want Joe Burrow? Is he the guy that I want? Or is Tua? Or is it Justin Herbert? These are questions I don't know. Who do they have as projected to take in our 3rd pick? Austin Jackson. Well, I'm probably not going to do that. Oh, look at the Packers taking Jordan Love. I'm probably not going to do that. I might trade. Actually, I'll probably take Justin Jefferson with that pick. With the number 17 pick. But number 2, I probably can't trade out of it because it's not going to give us that much value, but I guess we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to not take Joe Burrow. Even as crazy as that sounds, I'm probably not going to take Joe Burrow. We're going to let it play out. Maybe he doesn't even get taken. Maybe the Niners pass up on him. It's possible. It's probably not going to happen, but it's possible. So the number 1 overall pick is Joe Burrow. Okay, I kind of assumed it was going to be Joe Burrow, but sometimes they don't go. I mean, Kyler Murray didn't go number 1 last year, so I kind of assumed it wasn't going to be Joe Burrow, or it was going to be Joe Burrow, but you never know. So Joe goes number 1. We have the 2nd pick. The entire board is available to us. We could trade down if we wanted to. I don't want to trade down too far because I don't want to miss out on any of the quarterbacks. But again, we have Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love possibly. I would like to trade down with maybe the Panthers, but they're only giving me a 2 this year and a 7 this year. That's not really that valuable. I mean, I could swap with the Cowboys. That makes no sense. Who is that number 4 pick? Oh, that's number 9. I don't know what I want to do here. The Texans have number 4. They're willing to give it up. But the only way I can get first-round picks, I mean, the Steelers pick doesn't, or the Steelers offer doesn't look horrible. It's 3 first-round picks, including 13, which isn't that far. That would be back-to-back for us, wouldn't it? Because we have number 12, don't we? So we'd have back-to-back first-round picks. We'd probably lose out on Tua. We'd most certainly lose out on Tua. We'd lose out on Justin Herbert. But we'd be in range to take Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts. Do we think that either one of those guys would be the better quarterback option for us than Herbert or Tua? Maybe I'm getting a little too greedy here with seeing first-round picks, but we would have 3 first-round picks next year with our own pick, the Steeler pick, and then the Chiefs pick we already have. And then we'd have 2 again the next year with our pick and then the Steeler pick. And 13's not that far to go down. I think I'm getting a little greedy here. I think I'm going to take this pick. This could be very stupid because we could be missing out on a really good quarterback like Tua or Justin Herbert, but I think having the draft pick capital is more important for the long run. So I'm going to do the trade. Oh, that might have been a bad idea. But we will see how the board plays out. They take Chase Young, which is not a shocker. but 2 was projected to go there. Andrew Thomas goes 3 like he was projected. The Texans were projected to get Chase Young, and now they take Jerry Jeudy. So the board is now a little bit messed up. Panthers were taking Justin Herbert, and they take Tua. Okay. Tua Tagovailoa is headed to Carolina. Maybe he's the savior of that franchise. Who knows? And that was Justin Herbert's spot. And now that he is, and he's even wearing the Carolina blue. That's kind of a coincidence. Now that Tua is going to Carolina, where does Herbert go? That's kind of a big question now. Would he go to Baltimore? Yes, he goes the very next pick to Baltimore. Okay. Henry Ruggs headed to Tampa Bay. The Bengals will select Kenneth Murray Jr. Cardinals take CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee's nuts. Rams take John Hightower, who I don't know who that is. Derek Brown gets drafted by the Dolphins, and now here we're up at number 12. So we missed out on our quarterbacks, but I don't think we made the wrong decision. We still have the options of Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. I might take Jordan Love, actually. Not with this pick. I'm going to take probably Tristan Wirfs with this pick. But I might take Jordan Love. Yeah, we're taking Tristan Wirfs with this pick. Got to lock down that right tackle spot. We can't have Michael Jordan be the right tackle going into a third season. So definitely have to make a pivot here. Get the franchise right tackle. Welcome to the roster, Tristan Wirfs. And then with number 13, we could take our quarterback. Is it going to be Jalen Hurts? Is it going to be Jordan Love? I'm kind of intrigued about Jordan Love. I kind of want to take him. I mean, we know that Jalen Hurts is good. That's not really a question. But do we want to build up Jordan Love? Do we want to make him the franchise quarterback? The franchise quarterback that the Packers wanted him to be and he might end up being in real life? I kind of want to take... I'm talking myself... I'm going to take Jordan Love here. I kind of want to take him, so we're going to take him. Jordan Love, welcome to the New York Jets, possibly the future franchise quarterback of this team. We will see if he ends up with a higher overall than Garoppolo right out the gates, or if he's a little bit lower. I don't know. He's presumably going to have star development. I would pretty much be certain about that. And he only has normal. I guess I shouldn't have been certain about that. That's okay. He can have. I mean, we saw with Garoppolo, he can have a good season and go up to star very easily. Chason, Javon Kinlaw, and then this is going to be the Justin Jefferson pick, which feels like a highway robbery that we're getting Justin Jefferson at number whatever this pick is, 17. But Justin Jefferson, welcome to the squad. He pairs alongside Odell Beckham Jr. and Terry McLaurin. We are starting to build quite the wide receiver core here in New York. Justin Jefferson, love to see it. Hold up that jersey, baby. Let's go. Jefferson's on the squad. I mean, he's number 9. He's obviously going to have like superstar development, I would guess. Maybe even X Factor. I have no idea. Okay, so that was a really good first round. I like it. Like it a lot. Jedrick Wills, Patrick Queen, Jalen Reagor. Yikes. Mekhi Becton. That was going to be the Jordan Love pick. Isaiah Wilson. Yikes. Cesar Ruiz. Jeff Okudah. CJ Henderson. Michael Pittman. Gross Matos. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. T. Higgins goes to Denver. Eagles take Ross Blacklock. KJ Hamler to the Patriots. Really, Patriots? That's who you take? All right, we don't pick again. They'll pick 44. I think I'm just going to simulate to it. So we got Igbenogany, Marlon Davidson, Brandon Ayuk goes, Uche, DeAndre Swift. Okay, so nobody too impactful. I would have considered what's his face? What is his face? Ayuk. Do we take Trayvon Diggs here, or do we go for Antoine Winfield? Ooh. Willie Gay. I'm a big Gay guy. Do I take Willie Gay? There's other options at corner. I'm going to take Trayvon. He may be getting burnt in real life, but he has a chance to be really, really solid in this, and we need some good corner depth. So we're going to bring Trayvon Diggs to the squad, and he's hopefully going to be maybe our eventual number one corner. I don't know. We still have a possibility of taking another corner here. Look at Trayvon holding up that Jets hat. He's so happy. He is normal development, but he's going to develop. We pick again at 54. We only have 2 this time because, remember, we traded the other one to get the first overall pick. Jalen Johnson goes. Jalen Hurts to the Browns. We just played the Browns in the regular season. They had Tyrod Taylor. Jonathan Taylor goes to the Titans. Damon Arnett is still available. So is Xavier McKinney. So is Grant Delpit. So is Willie Gay. It's probably either going to be one of these two or one of these two. Funny enough, they're all free safeties except for Willie Gay, but we don't really need a free safety. We need a strong safety, which is where Jeremy Chin could come in the 3rd round. I think I'm going to take Antoine Winfield. Simply on the fact that he's got the round 1 true talent, and we don't know what the other ones are. I kind of was intrigued by Xavier McKinney, but we don't know for sure what his talent is, so it's probably best that we take a guy that we know is going to have a round 1 talent. So Antoine Winfield, welcome to the team, and I hope Jeremy Chin is still around when we get to our next pick. I don't see his name on the 3rd round board, or the 4th round board, but that doesn't mean he didn't get taken. He's probably gone, right? Because we didn't have a 3rd round pick. That's right. So we lose out on Jeremy Chin. I forgot we had. Maybe I should have thought about that. I didn't realize we didn't have a 3rd round pick. I forgot about that. So the strong safety class is not amazing, but we still have a couple of undrafted guys that we could get. We're not going to take them now, but there's still a couple of guys. Corner, Darnay Home, big play Darnay. Bryce Hall. Let's see. What do we got here? Nobody really. DJ Wanham. What about the offensive line? I mean, it wasn't a great offensive line class in the first place, but Tyler Biotish is still available. I think I might have to grab him here, especially a 4th round value. I'll take that. That's pretty good. Welcome to the squad, Tyler. You're probably not going to be our starter, obviously, since we signed that guy, but he could eventually be a player for us. You never know. And I think this is going to be my final pick. And we're going to take one of those corners. Or one of those safeties, I mean. Not corners, safeties. Yeah, so we're probably going to take one of these guys. Is it going to be Geno Stone? Is it going to be Cam Curl? Is it going to be Jordan Fuller? Probably Cam Curl. Because I think he's just more athletic. Yeah, let's take Cam Curl. So we end up walking away with a safety. Both safeties. Cam Curl's going to need some time to develop, but, Cheeks, he could get the starting spot over Patrick Chung, because I'm assuming he's going to be higher overall than what Chung was going to be, unless he retired. I don't know if Chung retired or not. Let's take a look at our class. I feel like we had a good draft. Maybe I made a mistake trading down, but we still got Justin Jefferson out of the deal, so I'm okay with that. Jordan Love's a 71, so he's not the starter right away, but if he sits for another year behind Garoppolo, he could be ready to go. And we could eventually use Garoppolo as trade bait. That's possible. Tristan Wirfs will start right away. Jefferson will be the number 3 receiver. Diggs will play some minutes or some reps at corner. Winfield might actually start at free safety. Biotish, Cam Curl. They took DJ Dallas, Cam Brown, Kenny Willekes, and Jordan Glasgow. Okay. We already know how good the rest of the class is, though. Best players, Chase Young, Jerry Jeudy, Joe Burrow. Actually, Joe Burrow's not at the top, which I thought he would be. It's Derek Brown, the other guy. Okay. I'm okay with that draft class, though. We didn't need to go too crazy on the on the quarterback spot because we still feel a little bit comfortable with Garoppolo, and he's been doing okay. Like it's not like Garoppolo has been so bad that he's forced me to make that decision. He's still been solid. So let's generate the best lineup. We put in Fulton, we put in Tristan Wirfs, and now the offensive line looks slightly better with those upgrades. Jefferson's going to be the number 3 behind McLaurin. Devin Funchess we brought in, but we just got to make that happen. That's got to be what happens. Okay, offensive line's looking pretty solid. And then defensively, they want to have Jihad Ward start. I don't really want that. We're going to start Cam Curl at safety. I want Max Crosby to start. So we're going to go to the depth chart. And we're going to make Max Crosby. He's going to start. And he's also going to play rush left end. So that he can get more time on the field. They have it as Bosa. And they have it as Vic Beasley. So let me just switch that around. So Bosa will play rush right end. And then Crosby will play left. So we'll switch this. And then we'll bring in Max Crosby. And then rush right end will be... Even though I like Vic Beasley and I want him to develop, it needs to be Bosa. That makes way more sense. Okay. So I like that. Do we need to change playbooks, though? That probably is smart, right? We're running KC already. Oh, I didn't realize we were already running KC. We might need to run a different defensive scheme. 4-6 defense maybe is the way to go. We'll try it out. We're already running KC offense. But maybe we change defensive playbooks to... Who gets us a lot of sacks? Cowboys do. Buffalo does. Pittsburgh does. Let's go to Pittsburgh's playbook. Pittsburgh for TJ Watt gets a lot of sacks. So we'll go to that. And Max Crosby hopefully will play a big impact. And maybe even Vic Beasley plays a big impact because he's going to be playing in that TJ Watt role. So that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next episode, we'll get through the 2020 season and go into the 2021 NFL draft. Trevor Lawrence is on the table. But we have Jordan Love. Maybe we feel pretty confident with Jordan Love. I don't know. I think we're going to be a pretty good team here. I mean, we won 8 games with the roster that we had last year when we were starting a 60-something overall center. So, obviously, we were doing something right where we won 8 games, and now we're a little bit better. So, we could, in fact, win 10 games. We could win the division. We could win the Super Bowl. Probably not the Super Bowl. It's only year number 3, but who knows what's going to happen. I hope you guys stick around, though. If you do, if you did enjoy this video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.